Hi there. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys. All right. This is going to be an all signs reading, so you don't have to be a specific sign for this reading to resonate. It's really just I set the intention of whoever needs to hear it hears it. Okay? So, as always, this is a reading on the internet, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, that's okay. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. But let's see what's going on for you guys. What I think is really interesting already is that the song that was coming through is a little bit of an older song. Um, I think this is the title. I could be so wrong because sometimes I take the chorus of a song and I'm like, yeah, that has to be the title. Make You Feel My Love by Adele. Um, so I do feel like we may be venturing into love reading territory today. I don't really know. We will see as we go. But let's get into it, guys. All right, cool. Let's get into this. Bottom of the deck is your challenge. It represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. We've got the Two of Wands, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, and we've, got the Eight of Cups. The Three of Swords is back there too. Um, it feels like for a lot of you guys, like, the big challenge here is really going to be like waiting for something that's worth it, is like waiting for what you deserve is also what I kind of want to say here. I feel like a lot of you have had a lot of really big disappointments in love, especially with that Hanged Man and the Three of Swords. It feels like a lot of you are sitting in this place of um, feeling like it's passed you by. Like the way that my guides are giving this to me is like that feeling of like life is passing me by, like I'm in the passenger seat. And I feel like whenever I get a reading where it feels like either the collective or the person I'm reading is in the passenger seat, usually it's a sign that we've given away our power in some way, shape, or form. Okay, because why are we in the passenger seat in our own car, right? It begs that question of like what, I don't want to say like event, but like what kind of caused you to give that power away? Like, why are we kind of outsourcing it and not using it for our own personal growth here, right? So let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. You start with the Page of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Nine of Cups. Interesting that I said 10. I feel like for a lot of you guys here, there is sort of this it's like this disillusionment. It's kind of like a, dare I say, hopelessness. I feel like a lot of you guys are looking at the prospects here of dating. You're kind of looking at the people around you or the people in your fields and feeling a bit underwhelmed by it. Page of Wands is interest, but it's not the most interest you could have. Do you know what I mean? Page of Wands is if someone's like, oh, hey, if one of my friends called me, I was like, hey, do you want to go like paintballing? I'd be like, okay, sure. Obviously not my first choice, but like, yeah, I guess that's fine. I'll do it. I feel like that's how a lot of you guys are really looking at, like, the word prospects keeps coming through for some reason. Like the prospects are like the people here. Okay, this is interesting where my guys are taking me. Bridgerton. You know how they do like the balls and there's like the diamond of the season? It's almost like some of you could be looking at like literally kind of like old fashioned sort of like courting. You want to be courted, but you want someone who courts you to be like noble and righteous and all these like things that you have been asking for. But it feels like as you're sitting still looking pretty with that Empress here and the High Priestess, it feels like a lot of you guys are just kind of losing hope here. I feel like that's almost what this reading feels like to me. It's like how to gain hope back. With the Empress, some of you could be a sign of Libra, and then with that High Priestess, some of you could be what's the sign? It's my sign too. I can't think of it. Pisces. There we go. Um, at least I think the Empress is Libra. I could be wrong about that. I don't know why I wanted to say Libra. I do believe it is, but like I said, I could be wrong here. Give me more about this. Yeah, Four of Swords. Like it just feels like a lot of you. Some of you could be on the market for a while, or you feel like you've been on the market for a while here. You know, you've got the Four of Swords, you've got the Ten of Swords, and the Five of Cups. So a lot of swords, a lot of overthinking, a lot of intellect here, a lot of cerebral sort of energy going on here. It feels like with this Four of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the Five of Cups, some of you also have this fear of like, well, I've kind of shooed the right one away. For someone specific here, it's like my guides want me to tell you if this was the right one, they would not have left. You know, sometimes I'm also going to give you guys a little bit of a tough talk here. Sometimes we have multiple soulmates in our lives. We don't just have one, contrary to popular belief. We have soulmates, soul connections, soul contracts. They're all the same thing, just they fill a different role, right? We can have a soulmate, especially a romantic one, where their only contract with us in this life as they come in, and this is a really crude thing to say, but it injects a little bit of humor, is they kind of fuck us over for character development. That's what this feels like a lot of you guys dealt with here. You're kind of like in this place with that Five of Cups of like, well, what if I had my soulmate and I lost them? Like I let go of them. I feel like with the Queen of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, if this was the person you were meant to be with, babe, they would not have left. Okay, this is not something that would have gone. You know, I always tell my clients the mantra of like, what is meant for me will never pass me by. Redirection is protection. Okay, so if this person was redirected, if you were redirected from them, it was your guides being like, hey, this wasn't for you. This wasn't meant for you. Yeah, Queen of Wands in the reverse. I feel like for some of you, the lesson here that you were meant to learn with this person was a lesson in self-esteem, self-worth. Because some of you, the way my guides are saying this is like some of you were, you got a little played here. You know, I feel like with the Two of Wands as well, there's almost this feeling here of, for you guys, of like, I waited for this person. It's almost like, okay, this is okay, interesting. My guides are all over the place with the references today. The movie that just came through is The Lake House. I believe I feel like I know what movie this is. Is it Sandra? I want to say it's Sandra Bullock, and I want to say it's Keanu Reeves. I could, like I said, I could be very wrong here. But that's the movie just came through. It feels like with some of you, with this Two of Wands, it's like you weren't in a place to accept the love that you deserve at that time. So it was kind of, I almost want to say they did like a little, what is this? Like a magician's trick with you? Like they put something under like cups and they mixed it around and it's almost like that's what your guides did to you to like mix you up a little bit because this wasn't where you were meant to be. And with the Four of Pentacles here and the Ace of Swords, it's almost like I feel like you guys are finally in a place to see this now. You know, I feel like with that Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, some of you didn't want to see it for a while. You were like, well, no, like it's almost like determined that this was meant for you, or determined that the wrong person was the right person here. I feel like it's taken you a while to recognize it wasn't. Yeah, Eight of Cups. I feel like also a lot of you are seeing the truth of the matter as well, of like, I would not have been in a place to accept this kind of love, you know, because it's so important to talk about. In a tarot reading, we can say like, yes, love is coming in and that's all great and dandy and fun and amazing, but am I in a place to take that love and accept it? Can I bring it into my sphere, or am I going to reject it and push it away? Obviously, we have connections and contracts with people to learn these lessons. So you need to remember, it's almost like, you know, let's say me and you, we're sitting in the spirit world just talking about when we're going to reincarnate here and come back down. And I say to you, hey, let's get together in the ninth grade and we'll be each other's like first big heartbreak of the world so that you can learn X, Y, and Z. And then you'll go on to the next person, and then you'll learn something from that person. You'll go to the next person, and then eventually you'll get to this person, which is who you'll spend the rest of your life with. Okay? It feels like some of you guys are recognizing that a tarot reader, and anyone, not just me, can tell you love is coming in, but the larger question is, are you going to let it? You know, with the Eight of Cups here, the Nine of Wands, and the Five of Wands, I feel like some of you guys are coming to this almost like bitter realization here of like, I say bitter because it feels like some of you are a little resentful. I'm going to be honest here, a little bit resentful of the timing. Yeah, it's like, even though this is kind of funny, you guys are being a little silly right now because I feel like you're almost like a toddler. Like, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, like, I know you were right, but like, I'm still kind of mad about it. Do you know, is like kind of the energy I feel like you guys are holding. It's a little bit funny right now. You know, I do see you being accepting of this, of being like, yeah, like, I wouldn't have been able to accept this love into my life had it shown up when I wanted to, but I'm still gonna like pout over it a little bit. I feel like, first of all, I feel like this is really cute. But like, I feel like your guides want you to know that it is okay to be like this. Like, I feel very giddy about this. Like, I'm laughing, I'm smiling a lot because that's how I feel like your guides are. Like, I don't feel like anyone is kind of mad about this. I think they're just kind of like, okay, this is cute. Like, she's throwing a little bit of a temper tantrum right now. Try to let yourself breathe a little bit here, okay? Acknowledge that, yeah, maybe you wouldn't have let it in. You know, maybe you would have self-sabotaged it, but that's okay because we're here to learn, right? With that Ace of Wands and the Five of Swords, Earth is the hardest school in the universe, babe. Okay, you are here to learn some really, really tough lessons, and that's what you're learning right now, okay, with that Ace of Wands and the Five of Swords. This lesson of like who to accept into the sphere and who to not is what you're accepting, or is what you're learning here. Yeah, Seven of Swords and the Two of Cups. Whoever this person was from the past, there's like a cheating wound here, you know, that I feel like, how do I say that? That's really tough to give. This is a really harsh message to give, so please be gentle with the hearing of it. Some of you, the cheating would have been inevitable. No matter who the first partner was, no matter where you met them, it's almost like your guides are trying to tell you the cheating was the lesson. Okay, the boundaries, the infidelity, all of these things of like settling for people that are not worth our time, energy, acceptance, and love was the lesson here. So it's almost like you could have, maybe your first partner's name was Joe. It's the first name came to mind, Joe Schmo. You know, Joe Schmo cheats on you, but you're like, oh, had I been with my first love, Daniel, he would not have cheated on me. Even, it's like your guides are saying, like, even had the person been different, the lesson still would have been the same. And I know that's a really, really harsh message to give here. But I feel like you guys need to, Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, a lot of you had to learn to love yourself. And a lot of you had to learn that when we don't love ourselves and we settle and we accept behavior that's not appropriate, it creates a, think of almost like a vacuum where we're constantly accepting behavior from anyone that's not acceptable, not just romantic endeavors here. Excuse me. But I feel like your guides are here to tell you also, like, with the Ace of Swords and the Lovers, you are ready for love now. You know, a lot of you guys are doubting yourself, and I feel like after everything you've been through here, have a little bit more faith in yourself, babe. Okay? Four of Cups with the Hanged Man. Again, you're recognizing Page of Swords. Rejection is redirection. Okay, if you are in a place, a space, an environment that is not meant for you, the universe will not keep you there. They will remove you. Okay, and I feel like a lot of you guys, this is a really positive reading because you are ready. That's probably gonna be the title of this reading, is that you are ready for love. A lot of you guys need to start telling yourselves very actively every day, in whatever manner you need to do, that you are ready for the love that you want to receive. Okay, your heart chakra is open. You have learned the lessons, you have the boundaries. Okay, I feel like your guides want you to have a little bit of hope here. Okay, you're feeling hopeless, but I promise you, I really just keep hearing it. Rejection is redirection and protection. The universe will never keep you in the room with people that are not meant for you. Okay, there will be signs, there will be so many different things to show you and highlight to you that you are not where you're meant to be, and I feel like you've learned that lesson. Okay, babe, so be ready to kind of step into a room that's made for you and meet people that are made for you and be around individuals that are aligning with you. Okay, all right, let's get you guys an oracle card. This is the Angelarium. It is my favorite oracle deck currently. I use this in all my readings. If you've been on this channel before, you've seen this deck. It's my favorite, and it reads us to filth. So, let's get into it. Can I get an oracle for this collective, please? What does this collective need to know? Please. Thank you. I did feel this earlier. Okay. You guys have off the Angel of Anger. Interesting. This is number 23 for those of us that are into numerology. All right. It is easy to see the clear danger that comes with naked anger. Be careful, as avoidance is rarely an option. The relentless nature of this persona can only be countered with empathy, which is its weakness. Consider the ways in which your own insecurities might be inadvertently nurturing feelings of malice hiding in your shadow. All right, guys, the last message I will give you here, what my guides just said to me was like, being angry at yourself doesn't solve anything, okay? Some of you guys need to learn how to channel that anger, learn where to go with it, and learn how to navigate it and use it without letting it consume you and sort of swallow you whole here, okay? I will leave that there for you. That is your reading today, guys. As always, if this reading resonates with you, or maybe if my style just resonates with you, my reading style, I mean, not my clothing style, maybe if my shirt resonates with you, consider liking and subscribing. We just hit 100 subscribers, which is so exciting. So now we are on the road to 200. So if you would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch. You can find me tonight, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. So I leave you guys with that. I hope to see you over on Twitch, and if I don't, that's okay. I will see you in the next video. Bye!